Good morning, ladies. How are we? Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is well. Working from home today. Thought I would hop on and do our morning devotion. A little tired on the struggle bus this morning, but it is all good. We are on Journey to Freedom, a Daily Grace Co. Bible devotion, a study on the life of Moses. And today's scriptures to meditate on are in Exodus chapter 3, verse 11, and Exodus chapter 4, verse 17. And today's topic is directed by the great I am. And today's devotion goes like this. It seems that Moses' insecurities paralyze him. He cannot confront Pharaoh and lead God's people out of Egypt. But when Moses questions God, he redirects his attention to divine sufficiency. Comforting him, God says he will certainly be with Moses and will bring the Israelites to this mountain. Here, they will be free to worship God, no longer servants to Pharaoh and his idol statues. But Moses' questioning continues as he seemingly fears the opinions of men. What if the Israelites are skeptical? What if they have forgotten? God reveals himself as I am who I am. His internal name reference is Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. The name I am encompasses the attributes of God. God does not change. His power is everlasting. He is self-sufficient, self-existing, and self-sustaining. The great I am is unlike any God the Israelites have encountered in Egypt, and he has descended from his heavenly throne to free them. God then gives Moses the role of prophet. He is to proclaim the words of the Lord to the elders. The elders are representatives from the 12 tribes of Jacob. Through Moses, God will reestablish his relationship with the sons of Israel. These men have been in slavery year after year, but God has seen their anguish and will fulfill his will. Now is the time for the elders to restore their faith and return to the promised land. God assures Moses they will heed his message and stand in solidarity with him. Moses is to ask Pharaoh to let the Hebrew slaves go on a 3-day journey to worship in the wilderness. The Israelites cannot rightly worship the holy God in an idol-corrupted land like Egypt. God foreknows that even a kind tone and a small request will not soften Pharaoh's heart. He will not give permission. Pharaoh will likely fear a loss of control and be offended by the Israelites' religious defiance. As a result, stubborn and hardened, he will keep a firm grasp on the slaves, so a battle will commence. God will then stretch out his hand, striking Egypt, and will perform powerful and wondrous miracles in the sight of Pharaoh, pressuring him to release the Israelites. They will leave, receiving gold and silver from the Egyptians, fulfilling the promise to Abraham in Genesis 15, verse 14. The Israelites will march out like a victorious army, adorned with the spoils of war. Moses wrestles with the wrong outcomes that are possible, but God uses this third rebuttal to showcase his might. Because Moses literally went back to him twice and said, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. God has Moses recognize the object in his hand, a staff. This a simple shepherd's tool to prod sheep. He tells Moses to throw it on the ground, and Moses does. The staff transforms into a snake, and Moses runs away afraid. Poisonous snakes are a dangerous threat to wilderness travelers like shepherds, but God shows Moses that with him, what appears deadly is nothing to fear. Using similar language from Exodus chapter 3, verse 20, the Lord directs Moses to stretch out his hand and pick up the slithering creature by its tail. This method is the most dangerous because the snake's mouth is open to bite. Incredibly, in Moses' hand, the snake turns back into a staff after he picks it up. God will use Moses to show his supernatural authority over the created realm. Additionally, he performs a second sign. At the Lord's command, Moses places his hand inside his cloak and takes out to see it has been stricken with disease, leprosy. It would be no surprise for Moses to stare in horror at the peeling and lifeless skin. God tells him to repeat the action, and when he removes his hand from his clothing again, the flesh is restored to health. Isn't that crazy? Psychedelic moment right there. The Egyptians have sought help from their idols to beat leprosy, but God shows he is the Lord with extraordinary ability to overcome a ravaging disease. Finally, God gives Moses a third sign of turning water into blood, but not even Moses himself is convinced. For the fourth time, Moses offers another excuse. He claims to be inarticulate, having lost the oratory skill he had as a prince. The Lord, who is slow to anger, but has patiently given Moses reasons to trust him, but he ultimately will not tolerate the questioning of his authority and judgment. So when Moses asks God to send someone else, his anger erupts from the burning bush. God is the maker of all, and he can equip Moses in his slow speech. Moses cannot flee from this duty again. God has already called for his brother Aaron to serve as a prophet in his place. Moses will continue as the deliverer, showing the power of God through his shepherd's staff. And today we see that God makes his power known through human weaknesses. Our insecurities and inabilities are no challenge to God's plans. He will still involve us in his divine action to show that he is our ultimate source of strength and ability. We should not evade responsibility out of fear and doubt of his authority, but rather depend on his Spirit through faith in Jesus to empower and equip us for his glory. And today's question, there's 3. First question, which of God's attributes are significant in your life? Are they eternal, immanent, merciful, righteous, good, immutable, self-existent, gracious, just, omnipresent, holy, love, or transcendent? Second question is, how do the written miracles of God in Scripture impact your faith? And last question, describe a time when God used your weaknesses for his glory. And that is all for today's devotion, ladies. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Do not question God. If he gives you signs, just follow it and trust, have faith. I hope you ladies have an awesome day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.